7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Oscar and I'm bringing you guys another video. On today's video, we're gonna continue working on the 1969 VW Beetle. If you guys have seen the last video, we were able to finish all the sanding. We moved on to working on the hood. We threw down that guy coat. Once we started sanding it, we noticed that the hood had a lot of damage. So that's when I stopped the video and I got right back to working on the hood. Let's say it took me about good 5 hours just to get it straight. And that's probably because I'm not really good at working with metal. I'm just learning with this car here. Let me tell you, that was really fun. It's a lot of work, but it's definitely worth it. I did have to paint the hood 2 more times. So in total, we painted it 3 times, sanded it down to see where our low and high spots were. It was worth it. So here it is. It looks a lot better. It's definitely not perfect. Like I said, I'm not an expert on working with metal, but I'm definitely trying my best and I'm learning a lot from it. So let's go ahead and continue working on it. What we need to do today is pretty much do the last few steps. Then we can go ahead and paint this. The first thing that we need to do is remove both of the fenders and the hood. Once they're out, I noticed that this fender right here, the driver's side, has a tiny bit of a crack on the metal. So we're gonna go ahead and grab the welder and see if we can weld it back together and make it more sturdy. And the same thing with the hood. Right where the hood latch is, there's this hole, and a tiny hole on top of it, and that little bridge between the 2 holes is also cracked. So we're gonna go ahead and try to do some magic with the welder and see if we can make it work. So let's go ahead and remove the fenders and the hood. I'm not gonna lie, but the car looks kind of funky without the fenders and the hood. Let's go ahead and move on to the next step. So here's the fender. And here's the crack that I'm talking about. So hopefully we can put some welds on the back of this and make this sturdy again. So let's go ahead and grab the welder real quick and put some tacks on them. Hell yeah. So now that we got this cracked all fixed, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the hood. The hood had a tiny bit of a crack in the front. I'll show you guys in a second. And then once we have both of these panels ready, I think we're gonna go ahead and move on to sanding everything down to 120 grit. We'll be ready for some paint. All right, so I hope the camera can pick up this tiny little crack right here. Goes down all the way to the other side. But let's go ahead and weld this real quick and we can go ahead and move on to the next step. What a productive morning. But I think we're gonna go ahead and take a break right now. I'm gonna go inside real quick, get ready for the day. Take you guys with us to go pick up a Christmas tree. Christmas is right around the corner, so we gotta do that. Another thing I gotta do is put up the lights, but I won't show you guys that. That's boring. Let me go ahead and go get ready. I'll come back out here. We'll get in the car and start the drive to the Santa Cruz Mountains to pick up a Christmas tree. So stick around. We're finally in the car and we're about to start the drive to Santa Cruz Mountains. It's kind of Los Gatos, in between Los Gatos and Santa Cruz. That's gonna take us about probably 30 minutes. So we gotta stop by the bank real quick, get some cash. We'll start driving up the mountain and I'll see you guys there. Alright, so we just made it to the farm, the Christmas tree farm. Look how many trees are out there. Wow. Alright, let's go find a parking spot and find a good tree to cut down. Alright, so we're out here. And I couldn't bring my camera out because it's kind of raining. But we got the iPhone. So we're looking for trees now. Amanda's somewhere over there. How many trees are out? Every tree is $90. You cut it, they pack it for you, and you're ready to go. So let's go look around and find a good tree.
How about this one?
All right, so we found our tree. Bam, looks so good. But it's time to cut it down. It's gonna look better in our house. Is Amanda gonna chop it down? You want me to chop it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna switch spots with Amanda right now. Just take a moment of silence, do a little prayer before we chop down the tree. I think if we go to the other side, it's gonna be easier. I think if we kick it, it'll come down.
Don't ruin the stump.
Huh?
Don't ruin the stump.
No, because once it starts to tilt, it puts pressure on there.
Oh.
All right, let's take this baby home. So we got our tree. It's a nice looking tree. We got it loaded up and strapped. And now we gotta go over there to pay for it. All trees are $90. So I'll catch you guys back in the garage. All right, so we're back in the garage. I hope you guys had fun coming with us to pick up a Christmas tree. The season is here, so we gotta celebrate it. Now we're back in the garage and we are ready to paint this car. One of the last few things that we have to do is grind everything down to 120 grit very lightly so it won't take too much time. Then we also have to prepare the garage for the paint because, as you guys know, I have a lot of stuff hanging on the walls and I don't want any of that stuff to get damaged by paint. So a few videos back, I painted both of the doors outside. That was a huge mistake. There's a tree right next to my house. It completely destroyed both doors. I had to spend more time on it, sanding them down, wet sanding them actually, and then laying another coat of paint on top of it. That was a huge mistake that I'm not gonna do it again. So this time we're gonna go ahead and paint all the panels inside the garage. And that means that we're gonna have to remove the bike out of here and the body pan. So let's go ahead and do that. One step closer. So we put both of the fenders on the table. We have the hood hanging off a hook from the shelf right here, which works perfect. So, and then we can still get in here and paint. We can get in there as well. Now we have a air system, so hopefully that helps. But let's go ahead and block off everything with the plastic sheet wrap. All right, so I got two different sizes. One is a very small one. I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and use this for the floor. This big one, we're gonna go ahead and try to wrap it around the walls and try to cover as much as possible. So let's get right to it. Oh, that looks good. So that little small one that I showed you guys a minute ago fits perfect on this little square right here. So now we have a bottom surface where the paint can lay and doesn't stain my whole ground up. We're gonna have to worry about the walls, so let's go ahead and start putting this big one up. We got the whole thing wrapped up with some plastic. It's covering the walls from the paint. Looks really good. We got the ground ready. So I think we're gonna go ahead and sand both of these panels down, hood and inside of here real quick with 120. Alright, sorry, but the compressor is running right now. We got everything down to 120 grid, and now we just have to clean everything up with some grease and oil remover, and we'll be ready to shoot our first coat of paint. Let's go ahead and clean up real quick. Alright, so we got our product here. That's a grease and wax remover. So this works really good and it's fairly cheap. And I also got my tack cloth here. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of this liquid on the tack, and then we're gonna go ahead and start cleaning all our panels up. It is time. I just got done mixing my paint, so let's go ahead and lay it down. We're gonna go ahead and spray this section first, then we'll move on to the two fenders, do the hood, and then this little tiny section right here. Let's get started. I'm so pumped. Hell yeah, so the first coat is done and it looks really good. Look at that. So same thing with the fenders. Got a new section right here and here. Looks so good. The paint laid down so good. This is why we take our time to prep everything, because this is what the result will look like. Really happy with it. As you guys seen, we threw that coat of paint and it looks really good. So I think that's gonna be it for this video. We do have to throw a second coat of paint on all the panels, but first we need to go ahead and let it dry. I'm gonna go inside, have some food, and then I'll come back out in about an hour, 30 minutes. We'll go ahead and lay down another coat of paint. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. This was a huge milestone. And on the next video, we're gonna go ahead and paint the rear end, which is the engine bay, the two rear fenders, and under the compartment luggage. that's gonna be for the next video, and make sure to hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do. And another thing I do want to mention is, if you guys are not following us on Instagram, I recommend you should. Our Instagram is K1Syndicate, and there's an underscore in between those two words. So go ahead and check it out. We post almost every day, and it's all about Volkswagens. So with that being said, thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.